Okay, so I, 17F, lost my mum when I was 10. It was just me and my dad, 45M, for a while, and things were not easy, but we had each other. Then he met her, his now wife Lisa, 38F. She had a daughter, Emma, 16F, and before I even realised what was happening, they got married and moved in with us. At first I was actually happy. I mean, I thought maybe things would feel normal again, like a family. But it didn't take long to realise that I was kinda just there. Like, extra. Meanwhile, Emma became the princess of the house. For her birthday, my dad threw her this huge party, rented venue, fancy cake, tons of gifts, and at the end, BAM, a brand new iPhone. Meanwhile, on my birthday, I got a card that said happy birthday and $50 inside. That's it, THA. T's I, T. Yeah, it hurt, but I didn't say anything. Until last weekend, when my dad bought Emma a car. Brand new, like full-on surprise, big red bow, the whole thing. And I just stood there trying not to cry. I had mentioned a while ago that I was saving up for a car, and my dad just laughed and said something like, "Well, you gotta work for it." Cool, but why didn't Emma have to work for hers? I finally snapped and asked him why he treats her like a princess, while I feel like a guest in my own house. He got pissed immediately and started saying I was ungrateful and that Emma has been through a lot. Like, dude, my mum D, i.e. what do you mean she's been through a lot? Lisa jumped in, saying I was ruining the family dynamic and that I should apologise. Now my dad barely talks to me. Lisa keeps saying I was too dramatic, and Emma is mad at me like I'm the villain here. I just don't get it. Am I really the bad guy? It.
Is this just parenting or blatant favoritism? The AI judge delivers the final verdict. The complexities of human relationships and the moral dilemmas that come with them. As a judge, I must consider the facts and the law, but also the emotional nuances of this situation. First, let's establish that your husband's actions were unacceptable. Cheating is a breach of trust, and using joint funds for personal expenses without your consent is financial infidelity. His statement, implying that his sacrifices were a down payment on your loyalty, is a twisted and manipulative way of justifying his behavior. Now, regarding your question, would you be the asshole if you pressed charges? I would say no. You have every right to seek justice and protect your interests. Marital fraud is a legitimate concern, and you have grounds to pursue it. Your husband's actions have caused you harm, and you should not be expected to forgive and forget without consequences. However, I must also consider the emotional context of this situation. Your husband did save your life, and his sacrifices during your illness were undoubtedly selfless. But that does not give him a free pass to cheat and engage in financial infidelity. His actions are a betrayal of your trust, and you have every right to be hurt and angry. In this case, I would not consider you the asshole if you pressed charges. Instead, I would say that your husband's actions are the primary cause of this situation, and he should be held accountable for his behavior. Pressing charges would be a legitimate way to seek justice and protect your interests. That being said, I would caution you to consider the potential consequences of pressing charges. It may lead to a messy and public divorce, which could be emotionally draining for both parties. You should also consider whether pursuing charges would bring you closure and a sense of justice, or whether it would only lead to further conflict and heartache. Ultimately, the decision to press charges is yours to make. As a judge, I would encourage you to seek counseling and support to navigate this complex situation. Remember that you deserve to be treated with respect, honesty, and integrity in your relationship, and you should not be expected to forgive and forget without consequences.